Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today, in our continuation of talking about different case studies of destiny and karma, let me tell you about another story. This story belongs to one boy from Bengal in India. Bengal has a capital called Kolkata, which is considered internationally as City of Joy. This boy was born in this city. He was quite dark skinned, but for some reason he was named Gaurango. Gaurango means fair complexion. This made this boy a butt of jokes among all his friends. Initially, as a child, probably this guy did not mind, but later on he started developing lots of negative qualities like inferiority complex, jealousy, loneliness, etc. To hide his inner feelings, he used to worship Lord Shiva and tell him, despite my dark skin and ordinary looks, please make me rich. Later on, this boy got into some not so savory company of very violent boys, as a result of which his father threw him away from their house. This boy roamed around the streets for some time till one day he was somehow helped either by his own father or by other people, and he was sent to Bombay. Bombay has a nearby city called Pune, where there is an institute which teaches visual communication. This boy somehow got admitted in that institute. But because of his dark skin, he was ragged, tortured, insulted, laughed at, sneered, jeered, and given as much trouble as possible. This was especially done by two boys who belonged to privileged Bollywood families and who were trying to make it big in Bollywood themselves. These two boys were not only fair skinned, but they were tall and huge in size, and they tortured this boy no end to make the girls laugh. This boy cried, cajoled, begged, but to no avail. This boy had to eat humble pie. He was like a cornered rat which had nowhere to go. Many a time this boy probably contemplated to end his life, but somehow he hung on. After his course was over, this boy, along with others, gravitated to the hustle bustle of the city of Mumbai, where Bollywood, the Hindi film industry, is situated. After coming there, he again got into some unsavory company, which was fortunately or unfortunately more powerful and more violent, and these boys got protective of him. Because of the fear of those boys, this guy started getting jobs in the film industry. He became a dancer and then he struggled. He went into various forms of acting called junior artist, character roles, etc. Very forgettable screen appearances. And then fate turned. The two privileged boys who thought that they had been born to become big came into hard times. Despite their credentials, they did not get proper roles. On the other hand, for some reason or through the influence of some very big people, this dark skinned boy got roles in C grade and B grade films. After that, he graduated to A grade. And then a time came when films were being made only with this boy in mind as a hero. As a result of which, this boy was the hero and the villains were none other than the other two fair-skinned privileged boys. This boy did a couple of films with those people as himself as hero and with them as villain. And every time after the film was over, he used to specifically give a dialogue. I don't have anything against you. I myself have heard this dialogue in this boy's films a couple of times. After some time, this boy became so famous that he became a hero of a large section of Indian population and society. After making money, this boy married a woman and got into the business of hotel industry. He relocated to somewhere in south and became a magnate and a tycoon. Something that looks very incredible. A boy who was wayward, who suffered because of his unsavory company and his dark complexion, who went through the grind in an institute, then signed several films, and before that worked as a junior artist, ultimately ended up as a magnate. The name of this boy was Mithun Chakravarti. This is one story which tells you how destiny acts in one man's life. Even in one life, a boy or a person or a living entity goes through several phases, and probably if he had been told in advance what he will ultimately become, he would probably never have thought about it. He must have or she must have thought that he or she was not qualified to do that. I will give you an example. There is one person who went through a lot of grind in his younger days, but later on became a published author, started his own website, and then he started a channel in YouTube of none other than spiritualism, something of which probably this boy had never ever heard of before he reached the age of 35. Yes, in his case, the change was overnight. Overnight, this guy became spiritual and started thinking about spiritualism all night. But even then, He had never heard about YouTube or about starting his own channel, but he has done so now. This is one very long journey of twists and turns that make even this guy wonder if this could have been possible for such an ordinary, useless fellow like him. But it is true, even this worm has been able to achieve something in the most sublime of topics, spiritualism. He has started making his own videos and he has been operating his own YouTube channel. Kindly let me know what you think of what I have said now. If you sincerely feel that I am making sense, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that I can keep informing you of my other videos. Please pardon me for my errors, mistakes, and blunders in spelling, grammar, diction, appearance, etc. Because when I am talking to you about any serious spiritual or material subject, I tend to ignore these frivolous things. Till we meet in my next video, it is good day from TSV Raghavan.